Hi, welcome to the French Tech Podcast. We're here at the floor of the Women's Forum Asia in Singapore. We're here for the second day of this event that's promising to be as interesting as the first one with a great lineup of speakers. We just ran into Sophia, the robot, here at the forum.
We did indeed. That was interesting to see, and there's going to be great speakers that aren't robots as well all day long. This is the Asian version of a forum that's held around the world, the Women's Forum for the Economy and Society, and focusing on the value of gender diversity in all industry, and of course, as much as we can with our interviews that we're doing throughout the day, focusing in on the tech industry as well. With us, one of the most successful podcasters in Southeast Asia, Ling Ling Tai, with her Leaders of Learning podcast. She's joining us for these interviews today.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here on day number 2, just to be among all these powerful and influential women and to learn from them as well. We've got loads of interviews lined up today, and I can't wait to start speaking with them and changing the world to make it more diverse and inclusive.
Day one was great, right? You had a great interview at the end of the day there that was very inspiring, I think. How do you look back on day one? What did you get out of it?
I slept that night with a huge smile on my face because I had such a wonderful time interviewing Chetna Sinha, who is the founder of Mandeshi Bank. Her story is super, super inspiring in how she helped rural women with their savings and their banking, even though they were illiterate. I mean, you should listen to that episode.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. You can look at it there, and some great quotes in there. Like, she talks about how she feels that when rural women become economically active, the society as a whole prospers, and it's really amazing. Yeah.
Nikolai said he got goosebumps.
Look, even talking about it right now,
you get goosebumps.
I get goosebumps.
Listening.
I'm not lying, people. It was unbelievably inspiring. Really a great storyteller, very inspiring woman.
Amazing storyteller. The quote that stuck with me is, "Courage is our what you call it?
Courage is our capital."
Courage is our capital.
Ah, nice.
That is right.
Yeah.
Because even though she's from a banking industry and people talk about money, people talk about finance, but for her stories, she saw that when you have the courage, you can do anything. So courage is our capital. That's
And of
right.
course, us as entrepreneurs, that's something that we strongly relate to, right? Because you have to be courageous sometimes. It's not always easy.
No, it's not at all. And to hear all these wonderful stories about women who don't know anything, own very little, and yet they're courageous, they're convinced, they want to make something and do something better for their families and society. It was, I don't know, I just slept with a huge smile on my face. I'm so inspired and I'm so energized by the interview.
Well, and I think
plenty of interviews coming up today. You might notice a slight audio difference if you go back and listen to our interviews from yesterday versus today. We've actually moved out into kind of the main foyer space, which is an interesting place to be and get more of the energy of the conference as it's going on. So that is the explanation for the difference between the two sets of interviews.
And we're really looking forward to getting more insights and discovering more of those inspiring stories here today, because that's really what this is all about, right? It's about these women sharing their stories, and it's just amazing to listen to some of those adventures and accomplishments.
Yeah, I think that's what the forum is for, because there's all these wonderful stories, but somehow they're not amplified. And we need people like us to help amplify these stories and bring these success stories out for the world to hear.
To get the voices and the stories out there so that they may inspire others, right?
Yeah, exactly.
To pick up their courage, which is their capital, and get out there and make things happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
so,
stay tuned.
Speaking of that, there's conferences participants right now, so we want to get in there, hear
we should get in there.
Yeah, and give it a listen, and we'll be back with interviews throughout the day.
Okay, so stay tuned, follow the YouTube channel, and you won't miss a beat of what's going on here at the Women's Forum Asia in Singapore. Talk soon.